In this lecture, we'll discuss what could happen if we have too much greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. And the best way to find out is to look back in time and see if it actually happened in the past. And for that, I'm going to tell you a story. Back in the days, around 250 million years ago, there was a relatively big flood basalt eruption taking place in today's Siberia. This eruption continued for thousands of years, during which large amounts of carbon dioxide were being released into the atmosphere. This resulted in an increase in global temperature. Some estimate this eruption have caused an increase of around 5 to 6 degrees Celsius. This led to the suffering of life inland, so trees and land animals started dying off, while others had the ability to adapt. At the end of the day, life on Earth kept on going. Let's stop here for a second and start looking at something else, something that was lurking deep in the oceans. Down there was an abundance of methane hydride. Methane hydride, or sometimes called methane clathrate, is a crystal solid composed of methane surrounded by water. Both are combined to look like ice under deep ocean conditions. So basically, this was methane compressed by some ice formation that is stored deep in the oceans. And there was a lot of it down there. As the atmospheric temperature was increasing, the oceans were getting warmer. This eventually caused methane hydride to start melting, and the methane gas to be released from deep within the oceans. Later, large part of this methane ended up in the atmosphere. This caused two things. First, the death of marine life as the oceans was filled out with methane. And two, further increase in global temperature because methane is also a greenhouse gas. This triggered a positive feedback cycle, increasing the global temperature. Meaning, when methane gets released into the atmosphere will become warmer. This would cause warmer oceans, which will result in releasing more methane. This will result in further deaths in marine life and further increase in global temperature, which, again, will result in releasing more methane, and the cycle continued. This eventually led to a further 5 to 6 degrees Celsius increase in global temperature, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 95% of life on Earth. This whole story took an estimate of 80,000 years to happen, and it is known as the Permian extinction, or the Great Dying. Out of this story, one would ask, could our current release of carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases result in triggering something similar to the Great Dying? We'll be covering that next.